Hi everyone, I'm Shannon and this is my channel The Sewing Warehouse. Welcome. It is a Sunday afternoon. I'm a bit late recording this because I had to do a mock exam this morning, unfortunately, because I have another ACCA exam a week and a half from now. So yeah, I've been busy preparing that and I haven't really been sewing that much, but today I am here to tell you about my makes and plans. So this is my second makes and plans video, and like I said in the previous one, I'll just do a video once I've made like 3 things, and not one every month because I just don't make enough. I don't have enough time, unfortunately. So I will tell you, I think the first thing I made since summer is the Tilly and the Buttons Marta dress. I made a wearable muslin first, because I just figured if I'm gonna try it out, I don't want to really waste the fabric. So if I just make a wearable muslin, then I can wear it. So actually, it was really easy. The make wasn't really all that difficult, and the fit was like immediately really well. I don't have to make any adjustments, except for I thought the high collar was a bit too loose, so I tried to like tighten that a little bit more in the actual make. So the neckline was good, but just the color was just like, if I show you, like standing out like this a little bit, where I wanted it to be a bit more skin tight. So that's what I adjusted, but it's the only thing. Other than that, it fits in perfectly. So that was good. For the muslin, I used like a rayon, which is like a dark blue with like some white flowers on it. I made, so my bust measurement was 94 centimeters and my height was 91, so I didn't need to do like an FBA or an SBA. But that did make it at my size. The bust size was between a 4 and a 5. Whereas my waist was a 4 and the hips was between a 5 and a 6. So I made it in a size 4 and then I graded to like a 5 at the hip, and that was good. There's enough ease for it to be not to, so it was fine. And then yeah, so the only thing I did with the muslin is I didn't really pay attention enough to which pattern pieces were what after I stitched it. So I ended up sewing the wrong pieces together of the skirt, because there was 7 pieces in total that the skirt is made up of. And then because you have princess seam along the bust, then they should go through the skirt as well, but it didn't line up because I didn't have the right pieces at the right place, basically. Oops. But no one's gonna notice. I also accidentally overlooked a hole in the skirt that I then covered up by doing some decorative stitching. But I don't think it's too noticeable, to be honest. And guess what? The same thing happened when I made the actual version, except then I on this side actually a hole here. So I've done some flowers over it, so it just looks like a decorative thing. Other than that, the fit is really good. I really like it, and it has an invisible zip, and I'm really proud of how I got it in. Like, it's really invisible, like you don't see it at all, which is great. The only thing was that I found out is I only have an invisible zipper foot for my old machine. So it is supposed to be a universal foot, and it does go on my new machine, did you know me, but the needle position is a little bit off, so it hits the foot every time the needle tries to go down. So I had to do this zip with my old machine. Luckily I still had it. Actually I still do. So that's what that came in handy for. So I had to switch between machines. And other than that, I'm really happy with it. The actual dress is made in rayon as well. It's more like a turquoise with like some white flowery things or petal things. I'm not sure what you would call it. I bought both fabrics from the Stitch Fabrics earlier this year when they did a sale in my local community center. And the fabric, the quality is just really good. It's really nice, really soft, really easy to sew with. So I'm really happy with it. I also did a little bit of I did a bit of decorative stitching along the hem, just because I like it that way. Just make it a little bit more unique than just your regular dress. So yeah, that was my first make after the summer. And then one of my proudest makes yet, I will tell you, I made a coat, a winter coat, a wool coat. And I made the Paper Cup Patterns Nova coat. I've been eyeing it up for a little while, but first I thought my skills weren't up for it yet. But then I just really wanted to make it, and I've also have been looking quite some time for lining because I made it in like a wool blend, and it was like a plaid wool, but it had like brownish beige colors. And so I wanted the lining to be like a really bright color, but also with like a fun print. So in the end, I went with cotton lawn from Jenny Stitches that has like flowers on it. It's like it's bright colored, but not like extremely bright. Anyway, that's just a bit of color, and that's what I wanted. So I spent some good time looking for that because obviously, like if you're gonna make something like that, the wool was obviously not cheap, so I wanted to make something I would be really happy with. And also the pattern was sold out for quite some time in my size, and I didn't really want to spend £30 on one pattern, so I waited for it to come back in stock in the fold line, and then I bought it a couple months ago, and I made it, and actually it was really easy. I think I sewed it up in like 2 days, the whole thing, so it wasn't really that difficult, which is nice. I made it in a size 4 because that's what my measurement said, but it's definitely very oversized, so I think the shoulder seam is like around here with me. For a woolen coat like this, I like it. Like it's a nice cozy warm. You can wrap it all around you because it doesn't have any closures, so you can just wrap it up around you. It has deep pockets, and yeah, the oversize is really kind of like a design feature. But yeah, I think if I were to make it in like a summer version, I want to make next year. I want to make a summer version of it, so more like a linen or cotton jacket. I will definitely downsize a lot. I think I might even make a size 1 because it's really big. What else? I'm looking at what I've written down about it. I think the instructions, they were good. Like they were quite extensive, but it wasn't always extremely clear what they wanted. Yeah, I didn't really make a lot of mistakes. The only mistake I made was I sewed the lining of the sleeve twisted to the outside lining, so when I turned back out, I couldn't get my arm through, and I was like, wait, what's going on here? Yeah, so I realized I twisted it, which it was luckily an easy fix. But yeah, I have to pay attention to that next time if I make another lining. Make sure. I thought I had paid attention to it. I thought I did. Clearly not enough. But yeah, I'm really happy with this. I wear it a lot. Probably will wear it a lot in the next coming months, except for when it's raining, because then I can't wear it. Can't get it wet. So yeah, that's the second one. And then my latest make is the Macal's 7969. It's obviously been very popular this year because Minerva handed them out for free when you signed up to the newsletter. That's how I got it anyway. I think a lot of people did. I think, what do I think? I think the pattern is nice. Like when you see the picture, like it looks nice. It looks really comfortable. It looks easy to make as well. But then I made it and I put it on, and it's not my style. Like it's like really big around the waist, so it doesn't really have shaping around the waist. It's just like really big. And since I have an hourglass figure, it just makes me look extremely big. So I'm not really a fan. I made it in double gauze from Fabrics Galore, and the fabric is really nice. It's really soft, and it's easy to sew with when you have a walking foot. I read some blogs online. It was my first time sewing with double gauze, so I read up on it online, and they basically recommended using a walking foot, and I have one, so I just used that, and it wasn't too difficult. I used my new rainbow overlocker thread on the inside, which I'm a huge fan. First of all, this thread is my overlocker likes the thread way better than the old thread anyway. So it's easier to get the tension rate, and it doesn't break. It hasn't broken since I first put it in, so that is great. And it just gives that little add of color on the inside no matter what you're making, and I really like that. Just kind of like a bit of a secret thing. Again, same as with the hem, makes it a bit more unique than your normal clothes. But yeah, overall I'm just quite disappointed with this make. It wasn't that difficult. It's basically like two big rectangles for the skirt, and then, well, just the back, and then two overlapping triangles in the front and the sleeves. The gathering of the skirt was not the easiest task. It just wouldn't work with me somehow. But yeah, I think I've put it in my mending pile for now. I think what I might do is like take in the sides. Sorry. Ooh. Take in the sides, but obviously, like, because it doesn't have like closing, if you take it in too much, you can't get it on anymore. So I might add a zipper in one side just to be able to get in. Thinking about if these things are gonna work, or just put a zip in the back. All right, and I'm gonna think about it. Because yeah, obviously it would be a waste of such nice fabric to not wear it, basically. But it looks hideous on me, I'm not gonna lie. It looks way worse in real life than in the pictures as well. So yeah, I did post it to Instagram just because it was my entry for the Sew Wrapped challenge, and also because like I want to be open about like not everything in sewing always works out. Yeah, I feel like I was a little bit betrayed by the cover picture because what looked good on the model, and I just figured like, oh, it will look nice because I don't know, it looks good on the model. It's maybe a bit stupid, but I feel like she had kind of like a similar shape, and it looked way more shaped to me on the cover picture than it did on me. So I don't know, we shall see. Hopefully I can salvage it because this fabric was gifted to me as well, so it would be a shame not to use it for something nice. So yeah, those were my 3 latest makes. And now I will tell you about my next plans. So December is coming really hard around the corner, so end of year is nearly here. And that means I will need to have a look at my make 9s for this year. Now, I only have one make 9 left on the list, if you don't count the 2 that are failed. But yeah, it is what it is. I might mend them as well, but if I can do this before this year end, I'm not sure. But anyway, my last make 9 for 2022 is the Libby shirt by Sew Over It. Now, I've attempted this, I think, 2 years ago, or 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. And I did not figure out how to do the color. I just did not. I also had the wrong fabric, and it was just too soon, I think, in my sewing journey to do it. So it's been on my list ever since. I have now bought new fabric for it that is a bit more suited for this project, so hopefully it will be easier. Hopefully I can understand the instructions. And if not, I have more sewing friends to help me figure out how to do it. So that is on my list next. I have cut it out, the muslin. I've cut out the muslin, and that's what I'm gonna do after I film this video. So that's the first thing I'm gonna make next. Then after that, I'm not sure. Like, I know I probably won't have a lot of time this year anymore, but even next year, I'm not sure what I should do next because I've got a mending pile. So I think if I've finished my make 9s, I'm gonna be like, okay, I need to mend some things before I'm allowed to sew something new. So I think I have those. I also have to sew trousers for my dad that have also been on the list for like 2 years. I've cut out the muslin for it, but I haven't sewed it up yet, and it's a little bit difficult to motivate myself for it because, well, my dad has to come and visit me to make sure that the fit is right. But if I know he's not going to be visiting in the next some time, then why should I sew it up when I can sew something for myself instead? So Dad, if you're watching this, come visit me so I can make them. But yeah, that's also on the list. Well, as you've seen, I've got plenty of fabrics. I've got plenty of project ideas. I just don't know what I want to make next. So I'm gonna have to think about it. I've got the Norma blouse that's on the list. So maybe I'll do that next as well. I did already make a list for my make 9 2023. I started it anyway. Oh, there's still 2 places open. But you know, what I think I should do is make some tops with long sleeves. So I think that should be my first priority because I'm quite cold. So yeah, I've bought some fabrics, some jerseys in the Creative Craft show to make into like long sleeved things. I'm making the Sage top. No, is it Sage? I think Sage by La Maison Victor. I'm making that. So I've got a fabric to roll it in and actual fabric. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Alright, I'm gonna get sewing now because it's already it's already 3:30 and I haven't done anything nice for me this whole weekend. So that's what I'm going to focus on now. And I'll see you next week.